Hello everyone and welcome back to another reading vlog. So it is coincidentally August 1st and I was like, I'm gonna start a reading vlog, and I have no sort of plans for this reading vlog at all. Usually I have themes, or sometimes I have specific books I want to read in vlogs. This one I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna read because I have not been the best with reading this year. I've told you many times. Personal life's going really crazy with particularly my in-laws, and it's been a lot of care and things like that. It's not slowing down. It's getting progressively harder and things like that. So I think that's really been affecting my reading and me not taking time out to read because I'm so stressed, if that makes sense. So I've been watching a lot of things. I don't know. Either way. We're gonna read, and my rule is this vlog will be 2 weeks long. However long this video will be is however long it's gonna be, but whatever I read in those 2 weeks, I'm gonna cut it at officially 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. We're just gonna have to wait. We'll just have to see, but it's not going longer than the 2 weeks. So I do have some idea of books I would like to read this vlog. I'll let you know. Book I just started out physically is Sherry Lapinia's new book, What Have You Done? I have not loved a Sherry Lapina book, but I will admit they're short and fast through the reads, and I enjoy them for that. So that is why I picked this one up. Do I know anything about it? No. One is that I potentially might read, potentially not. I'm gonna let you know even if I DNF books. Birding with Benefits by Sarah T. Dove, I would really like to read because somebody recommended this to me because I am 35 and I am in my grandma era. Like, I like feeding the birds, I like watching the birds, I like learning their calls. So there's a romance about birding, like bird watching. Hell yeah, I'm gonna read it. I don't know if I'll enjoy it or not, but I'm gonna read it. Hopefully I'll read it in this vlog. We'll have to see. One I am very much interested in that I saw on a whim at Target, and I read really good reviews about it, but I've heard nobody really talk about it, is Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood. I've heard it's just a very fun and cute novel, so why not? We're just gonna read a lot of books that will bring me out of being really stressed. Hopefully it'll work. I don't know. And then I have Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca. She wrote the Well Met series, which I enjoyed. This one's kind of a spooky, fun one set in Florida, so we'll have to see. That's my plans. I could read totally different ones. I don't know. We're going to figure out together. I'm just going to be totally transparent with you in this vlog, as much transparency as I can get as far as like things like that. Summer is rough. It is rough here because my son is home full time. And I know a lot of parents and a lot of people get judgment for like, oh, your kid's home full. My son is autistic. He thrives. When I say he thrives on structure and routine, and I can't provide that for him as much in the summertime. So yes, it makes it hard. It makes it very, very hard. I love him, but it is a lot. It is a lot. I have had several breakdowns over these last few months, like several, and I'll continue to have them for the rest of the year, but the summer really is a testament of strength and how much I am just not good. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I cook, what I watch, things like that, because I'm just going to show you my day-to-day life. It is boring and as realistic as it is, because I am a stay-at-home, work-at-home mother with 2 kids, one with special needs and a toddler, and I live in Virginia, and it's hot as Hades here. So sweat galore, humidity galore, all the things. So buckle in and get ready. I don't know what book I'm going to start out with first either. This is a totally fly by your pants vlog, and I'm going to do it because I'm embracing, and I'm going to show you the pure chaos that is my life and my brain.
I'll always love you and make you happy if only you will say the same. But if you leave me to love another, you'll regret it all someday. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy, the skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take.
Hello everyone, I'm in a car. Clearly. I don't know why I said that. It is, what's freaking today? Today's Sunday, so it's like 3 days since I last talked to you. But I have finished a book. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Right now, I'm currently on the way to the movie theater because I see a lot of movies, especially this year. I feel like the movies have finally come back. Like, they're finally back in theaters. People are excited to go to theaters, and I am here for it because I've told you guys I love going to the movies. Like I've said, I'm not like an Oscar movie person. I'm more of enjoyment factor, because I got enough junk going on in my own life that I just want to veg out for like 2 or 3 hours, and that would just be phenomenal. So I'm on the way to see Trap with my best friend. We always go to movies together. I've told you that. But so Trap, I'm interested to see because it's number one, it's got Josh Hartnett in it, who was a teen heartthrob when I was growing up, and he's making a comeback, and I am here for it. And number two, the premise is just so unique. Like a serial killer caught in a concert, like that's insane. I'm not a big fan of scary movies, but I don't know if this is gonna be scary. M. Night seems to be more of the psychological thriller aspect, so it should be interesting. I'll let you know how I feel about it afterwards. But yeah, like my best friend and I try to go to the movies at least like once a week or every other week, just because we enjoy it so much. We love getting popcorn, getting a drink, talking about the trailers, watching the movie, all that stuff. We thoroughly love it. So that's what I'm doing today. Because my husband's amazing and tries to give me breaks from the children as much as possible, because I'm with them 24/7 all the time. Anyway, for reading, I did actually finish What Have You Done by Sherry LaPena, and as always with Sherry LaPena books, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. It was okay. Was it anything memorable? No, I barely remember the plot. It's about a girl, I think. Well, the whole plot is a girl that is found dead in like a cornfield, and she lives in a very small like Vermont town where like no violence happens. People leave the door open, all that stuff. So you follow, in true Sherry LaPena fashion, several different characters as they try to figure out exactly what happened. And I mean, I guess it was a twist. It's just her books are not the best mystery thrillers, but they're good palate cleansers for me. I know I can get through them quick. I know I'll somewhat enjoy them, and that's exactly what this one was for me. So will I recommend it if you're a seasoned mystery thriller? No, it wasn't that great. I think my favorite of hers is always an unwanted guest, because of the setting. It's set in like a very small, it's set in like a B&B, and they're stuck in a snowstorm, and I find that very interesting. But this one was just meh. So as for right now for reading, I'm about 30% of the way into Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca, and again, it's okay. Like, I hate when I talk about vlogs, or when I vlog and I'm like, this book's okay. I don't know what it is with me lately. There hasn't been a lot of books this year that have been really wowing me a ton. This one is just, it's boring. I'm gonna be straight up with you. It's boring. I plan to finish it, hopefully. I don't know. It's trudging through. It's basically about like the small town in Florida called Boneyard Key, and they're like known for being a haunted town, and it's about a girl named Cassie who moves there, and her house she thinks is kind of haunted, and then she maybe starts a relationship with the coffee shop owner, which the coffee shop's name is Hallowed Grounds. So funny. But I mean, it's okay. Is it anything rocking my world? No. And I literally just started Birding with Benefits. I'm on maybe chapter 3. I'm enjoying that one so far. It's like about this woman that pairs up with this guy that's like a birder. I think that's what you call them. I'm not 100% sure. Someone who has gotten into birds a lot this year, I think I'll really enjoy this book. So if you would have told me 3 years ago, you're gonna love a book about birds, I would have been like, okay. But no, as I'm turning 36 this year, yes, I'm that old, I have learned to embrace the simple things in life, especially with the chaos of life in general and my own life in general. There's not a lot of things that I can control or things like that. There's just a lot of just kind of, I don't want to be like depressing things in my life, but that's how it is. And I've learned this year to just kind of enjoy some simple things. That's why I picked up like flower gardening. I really have loved that. And I've also gotten into bird watching. And what originally started that, April or May, one of those months, I don't know. I noticed I have a big rose bush right outside my front window. Like I can open up my window and like touch and get all up in that rose bush. That's how close it is. I noticed that a cardinal laid a nest in there, and oh my goodness, did I become freaking obsessed. I looked at that nest every day. I watched the mom. I named them because they had 3 eggs. So I was like, okay, your names are going to be Linda and Bob from Bob's Burgers, and they have 3 eggs. So it would be Tina, Jean, and Louise. Anyway, so I watched constantly how she would lay on the eggs. The dad, Bob, would bring her food. And then one day I came home and the babies were hatched and I was like, oh my gosh. And I just watched them every day until they left, which was only like 8 days. And I haven't seen them since, but I have seen the mom and dad because I heard them so frequently. I would leave my window open. I could tell when the mom was coming to feed the babies because I could hear and recognize her specific call. Like, I tell you what, I can pick a cardinal call out like nobody's business. I can know exactly where, like, what sound a cardinal is because I got so interested in these cardinals that laid outside my window. So that was my beginning into birding. And now I have lots of bird feeders and I love watching the different species that comes. Right now it's the hot of summer, so there's not a ton of birds out because that's how it goes. But birds that frequent my backyard usually, I used to have, I think they've migrated on for the summer or for the season. I know they'll be back next year. Are grackles, they're blackbirds. When they come in swarms, like they would eat up my food like nobody's business. Like, and I'm not kidding. I have 7 pine trees in my backyard. I probably had to save about 5 or 6 adolescent grackles in my backyard that would just fall from trees. And they were alive and everything. They just couldn't quite fly yet. And I know you're supposed to leave them because that's the right thing to do because the mom will find them and bring them food. But I couldn't leave them in my backyard because my dog would have killed them or my kids would have been like, oh, a bird. So I would have to figure out how to pick them up and just put them outside of my fence so they could still be accessible, if that makes sense. So that's a big species that was in my backyard. Another one, I have lots of blue jays, which I love. Those are beautiful and big birds. Tons of sparrows, like so many sparrows, as well as house finches. As far as when I planted my zinnias, I've seen now a lot of goldfinches come and eat the seeds, which I never have seen goldfinches in my yard before, so I was pretty excited about that. Cardinals, like I said, bluebirds, I've seen a lot of thrashers. Have I looked up all these species? Yes, I have. Have I downloaded an app, the Merlin Bird ID app, to figure out when I hear a bird call what it is? Yes, I am in it that much and I enjoy it. So needless to say, this is the longest clip ever. I apologize. It's freaking 8 minutes. Gosh. I'm excited about this book. Hopefully I like it. It'll fill my bird heart. And yeah, I'm at the movies now, so I'm gonna get my popcorn, meet my friend, watch a movie that might scare the pants off me. I don't know. But I'll let you know. Hello, everybody. If I look hot and sweaty, it's because I am. It's hot. You're going to hear a lot of noises in the background. And we have an AC out here and a fan because it's hot. Because I live in Virginia and it's humid. I think right now it says it's 95 degrees, but it feels like 105 because of the heat index. So you're going to have to live with some noises. But I am here to tell you that I finished another book. If you're shocked as much as I am, yay! I've been really trying to really honestly putting my phone down and not dead scroll when I'm stressed or anxious with my kids and things like that, and just pick up a book, and that is working. So I just finished Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca, and it was okay. I will say the cover is super cute. I love it, but it was just so if you don't know, Jen DeLuca wrote the Well Met series, which is 4 books, and I don't think it needed to be a series. There, I'll say it. Will you disagree with me? Maybe. I don't know. I love the first book, Well Met. It's still one of my favorite romances. Small town, Renaissance fair, super, super cute. And she kept on with that theme of Renaissance fair, which is great, but the second book, easily the worst in the whole series. Horrible. Didn't like it. Liked the third one pretty good because it was our main character in her first book, sister, and another adjoining character. And the fourth book was just so random of characters I didn't really know or care about. So I just didn't know if it needed to be a series. So this is her new book. I think this will probably be a series. I'm not too sure. But we follow 2 people. We follow Cassie and Nick. And Cassie has just moved from Orlando to this place called, what is it called? The Boneyard Key, I believe. And it's pretty much a small beachside kind of, coastal town in Florida, and it's known for ghosts. Ghosts are really prevalent in this place, not spooky ones. They just live there. For example, our main character, Nick, he owns the coffee shop Hollow Grounds because they know they're a tourist town and they know they have ghosts, so they play into that, and no fault to them at all. But he has a coffee shop, and the owner that used to own it years ago, is a ghost there. You don't see him, but the owner will text him like, too much cinnamon in the banana bread today. And he's just there. He can also talk to Nick, and Nick will hear it inside of his head. And so ghosts are just kind of in there. So Cassie moves, like I said, from Orlando to this place. And when she moves into her house, she notices some kind of weird things. She has like a box of magnetic poetry, and things on the fridge start spelling out "my house," like no. And so she's like, oh crap. And so she starts digging into the history of the owner of the house. And that's kind of the whole gist. Of course, Cassie and Nick have a relationship, and it was just okay. It wasn't anything I think super memorable, nor was it horrible. I don't know. Romances this year for me aren't just it. I think I just need to switch genres every once in a while. And that's not saying I love romances. I just haven't read a lot lately that just have wowed me. I've read some this year, don't get me wrong. Some of my favorites this year are romances. But for the most part this year, it's just been kind of meh. And this one I would give it a 3 out of 5. It was okay. It wasn't horrible by any means. It wasn't amazing. It was just kind of smack dab in the middle. I'd say it's a great summer read because it's set in Florida in the summer with ghosts and stuff. And if you just want kind of a quirky, small town, not a really heavy plot, the relationship also wasn't really, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It was kind of like, it was just there. So I don't know. Either way, 3 out of 5. So yay, I finished 2 books. Both of them a 3. So hopefully I'm going to change that by reading some books that are very much hyped right now. And the one I'm going to start, I don't know if I'll finish it, I'll be fully transparent, is called The Wedding People. Do I remember who it's by? No, but I've heard a ton about it. The cover's amazing. I believe this is kind of a literary woman's fiction about a woman that's divorced that goes to this wedding that's going to ruin this wedding or something. If I'm not mistaken, I could start it, hate it, DNF it, so who knows. I also have The Summer Pact by Emily Giffin, which I just bought because of the cover. I have read one other Emily Giffin book before. If you guess something borrowed, you are correct. So it's been a while, but this one's all about these college friends that get together for the summer. I don't know. Again, we'll see. These are just books I'm just kind of going into. So I do have another one that's arriving tomorrow. It's a thriller that everyone is talking about, and I'm very excited to read it, but also very apprehensive because I feel like it's going to be like a studious thriller, if that makes sense, and I don't think I fit in that category at all. If you don't know, I'm talking about The God in the Woods by Liz Moore. She's very popular. She wrote Bright River or Long Bright River. I didn't read that, but I've just heard amazing things about it. So yeah, I'm going to try those. Will I finish them? Will I not? I don't know. Either way, 2 books in like, when did I start this vlog? Like Thursday? Friday? I don't even freaking know. I want to say Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days! Like, I will pat myself on the back for that because that is a record for me. And I think this vlog is also keeping me consistent. I can't think of words because it's the evening time and my brain is fried and I'm ready for my kids to go to bed. I'm also wearing my Dragonfly in shirt, Stars Hollow. It's stained because I cooked dinner in it, so mom life. Why I did that. Oh, hello, hi, update time. I have finished another book. That means 3 books read in this vlog, which I will just pat myself on the back for. However, I didn't love it. To be fair, I wasn't expecting to love this book. I was just expecting a time, and then it's exactly what I had. So I told you, it's all about this woman named Celeste, 40s. She recently got divorced, and she's about to become an empty nester, and she somehow gets involved with this guy named John, who is a professional like birder. He competes in like this bird competition every summer where it's like 4 weeks and you have to like write down the birds and species you see, and she decides to pair up with him and he teaches her how to bird. And I love that aspect of this book. I'd say if you're really into birds and you're really trying to learn more and things like that, this is a great one for it. I do wish they would have talked about it a smidge more. It is steamy. It is steamy, just to let you know, but overall I would give it like a 3.5 out of 5. I wasn't expecting it to wow me, and it didn't, but I would just say it's a good like birding type of novel if you're getting in your grandma era, much like myself. So I enjoyed it and would recommend it. Yeah, it makes you really also appreciate birds. Like this year, like I said, I'll go outside and I'll see some birds and I'll just stop and I'll watch them instead of carrying on with my day, just to appreciate the beauty that, you know, they are. And so I think this is a great book for that. So moving on to my last and final read. I just started The Wedding People. I forget who this is by, but it's being hyped up. I'm on like chapter 2, so woo, look out. And I think this might be the last book I end this vlog with, because I feel like it's different trajectory so far of all the books I've read. I've read 1 thriller, 2 romances. This one's kind of a literary fiction one, but I am enjoying it so far. I'm only 2 chapters in. I did also receive The God of the Woods by Liz Moore yesterday in physical form. Here's the actual book. And I thought I was going to read this for my vlog. No freaking way. This is why I take the dust jacket off, because kids, this book is, how many freaking pages is it? 480 pages. That's a long thriller. I know Liz Moore writes really complex, so, and honestly, I know I'll feel stupid reading this. I'm just going to be straight up with you. So I might not enjoy it because it's probably going to go over my head a lot, but I want to attempt to with this whole kind of romance rut I feel like I'm in. So I think the book I'm going to concentrate on is The Wedding People, and let you know my thoughts and feeling on that. Hopefully I'll finish it here in the next couple days, because tomorrow will be officially a week since I've started this vlog. So I'm pretty proud of myself. But yeah, that's my update for right now. Will I read more of this? I think I'll read this after I finish The Wedding People and focus on it. Today's graphic shirt, because if you don't know, I wear mainly in my everyday attire like a graphic t-shirt and leggings, and that's my uniform. Today is one that I found this summer, and it has Belle on it reading, and it says, "My weekend is booked." And I get compliments on it all the time. This is a Target's men's shirt, which, by the way, if you are like me and a little bit thicker, got a bigger waist and bigger thighs and things like that, Target's graphic men's shirts are amazing. Because let me tell you something, I feel like t-shirts now, especially women's, are like cropped all the time, even just regular size. And I'm like, no, I like length. I like to cover up some things. So I always get my graphic shirts from the men's department, and it never steers me wrong. They're longer, softer, more durable. That's my opinion. But either way, I love this one. It's one of my favorites. So that's my update. It's raining. It's been raining a lot because Hurricane Debbie is making its way. We're not getting anywhere what other states have gotten, but we're just getting outer bands as it's kind of dissipating. But either way, it rained yesterday, it's going to rain today, and it's going to rain tomorrow. Welcome to the coast. Hello everyone, today is Saturday. Sadly, I still have not finished The Wedding People by Ellison Itzbach. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but I am officially 50% of the way through, and I am really enjoying it. So this book is about a character named Phoebe, and Phoebe is going through a hard time in life. She's married, and she is married to a great guy that she loves, but she cannot conceive a child. She has had like 5 rounds of IVF that have not worked out, and her doctor pretty much was like, this is not going to happen. And so she's a professor, her husband's a professor, and things are just not going good, and then he decides to leave her. He has an affair on her. And so Phoebe is obviously quite depressed about this. And so she decides to go to this really amazing hotel that her and her husband always dreamed about going, like this really extravagant one. And when she gets there, she learns that there is a huge wedding party there. Like the whole hotel is pretty much full of wedding people. Like she is literally the only one that is not for attendance of this wedding. And the whole reason she's going to this hotel is to off herself, if you get what I'm saying, which is very, very tragic. And so needless to say, she does not go through with it, which is great, but she meets Lila, who is the bride there, that kind of learns her intentions. She's like, you're not going to mess with my wedding. It's a whole week-long thing that she's been planned. And basically Lila and her become friends because Lila just confides into her about everything, about, you know, how she loves the groom, but she doesn't love the groom's daughter because the groom was previously married and he's a widow now. And so she feels like kind of incomplete with that. She doesn't like the groom's sister at all, nor his brother-in-law. She also doesn't really get along with her friends. So it's like Lila is like going through it. And the whole time you're like, Is she really like in love with this dude? Like, is this wedding supposed to happen? And so somehow Phoebe just gets involved and they become friends. That's kind of where I'm at in the book. And it's interesting with Lila, especially with Phoebe, as she reflects on her life and her decisions and her marriage. And I am just really enjoying it. It's not romance at all, really. And I think I'm just really enjoying how different it is than romance. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm really hoping to finish it either late tonight or tomorrow. By tomorrow, I will definitely finish it. Today's graphic shirt is a new one I just got. It's got, thank you, it's got a skeleton on it that says Mom Life, and on the back it has this kind of thing. Hopefully it just basically says, some days it rocks me, other days I rock it. Either way, we're rocking. So it's like Mom Life. So because I feel like a failure 90% of the time as a mom. But either way, my best friend has this shirt and I loved it. So I'm like, I'm buying it too. So there's that. So yeah, I will update you. I'm going to go try to read outside right now, even though it's hot as mess. But either way, I will finish this book. The next time you see me, I promise, I will finish this book. And that'll be like 4 books in one vlog. Who am I? I don't know. I hope this continued pace keeps on going. I'm not gonna lie to you, my garden has seen better days. With the heat and now the excess rain, it is just, it's hard. My zinnias are still going strong. A lot of my sunflowers have already come and gone. Zinnias are getting freaking hellaciously tall. It's like a wild garden over here. Like, look at that. My mandevils are doing really good. I have trained them now. They are growing up. But other parts, like the sunflowers come and gone. Oh, a lot of my petunias are not doing so hot. Some coneflowers are still doing okay. Over here, this is my pride and glory, is a straight up hot mess. Some things have not passed. My hydrangeas are still alive and great, but the blooms are come and gone, and that's okay. They're still doing alive. This is one I just bought. It's a little lime. I've always wanted it, so it's doing okay, so I'm happy about it. This is a canna, which I think is doing okay. Birdseed everywhere, because birds and squirrels get in this thing, as you can see by the many scratches on it. Over here, some patients have just said, this is my garden, and I'm staying here. I have trimmed these back like 5 times. They are growing. I'm not mad at them. But other stuff has died. Oh, look, I have a dahlia that has finally bloomed. Thank freaking goodness, because this dahlia is getting hellaciously long. Huge bud right there. I don't know if they're ever going to bloom. There's another bud up there. There's another one. These are lantinias or Ravina. I forget. They're doing good. My daisies were there. They have died. They're perennial, so hopefully they'll come back next year. Black-eyed Susies are doing okay. There's some more black-eyed Susies. Coneflowers, not doing the hottest. There's some more daisies that are not doing the best. Those are coreopsis. I don't know. There's some more coneflowers that are doing okay, but it's just, it's kind of the end of the road for the garden, and that's okay. It's hot. Fall's about to hit in a month, so it's how it goes. So I'm happy that I've experienced a lot of really great flowers with it. Today is Sunday, and I officially have finished The Wedding People by Alison Espach. And I love this. I'm giving it 5 out of 5, and I am thoroughly surprised by that because I had just heard about this book. I wasn't super interested. The cover intrigued me because the cover is amazing. I went out and bought a copy because obviously, but I don't know. Something about this book I just loved, and I can't put my finger on it. You know how sometimes you just read a book and you just, it's just a perfect book for you at that time, and you were connected to it, and it's just that was it for me. I think because one of the reasons I liked it so much is because it was so different from all of the romances I've been reading lately. It wasn't necessarily a romance. This was more of a characters dissection that I just really enjoyed. So I told you it's about a character named Phoebe who is planning to, off herself at this really illustrious hotel. She gets there and there's a whole wedding week going on, and she becomes friends with the bride, and you learn more about her. At first, I think everyone's notion is to be like, this bride is just horrible and so full of herself, but as time goes on during this whole week, because that's when this book takes place, you learn more about Lila and why she is the way she is. Also with her soon-to-be sister-in-law Marla, how much Lila loathes her. You learn every one of these characters, I would say, has a lot of unlikable features about them, but I think that's what makes them raw and human, and that this book really taps into that. It also taps into Phoebe with her one day wanting to maybe end her own life and then the next day really embracing it. Thanks for, I'm very sorry, that is the AC and you're just gonna have to roll with it because it's 95 degrees. But she was also maybe having feelings for the groom-to-be. It says is it ultimately an incredible, nuanced, and resilient look, I don't know how you pronounce that, at the winding paths we can take to places we never imagined and the chance encounters that sometimes it takes to reroute us. And that's exactly what this book is. It takes place in a week. It's really not about anything. It's about this wedding, and you learn each one about the characters, about Lila the groom, or Lila the bride, Gary the groom, Jim the brother-in-law, Marla the sister-in-law, about Lila's 2 college friends, her mom. You learn about Phoebe, most importantly, the dissection and the falling out of her marriage. And I just really enjoyed it. I could see a lot of people not liking this one. I will say I don't know if the reviews are amazing on it. I want to say maybe, but I don't know. It was just so different than what the books I'm reading right now, and I just really enjoyed it, and it was a good kind of change of pace, I will say. So I loved it. I would recommend it, but I could understand how some people wouldn't like it. But that's with every book, I think. Not one book is for everyone, but there is one book for somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So thus ends my reading vlog, and I have to say I'm pretty proud of myself because it is only August 11th and I've read 4 books already this month, so I'm feeling pretty good. This is already half of what I usually read in a month, so I'm very hopeful that this month holds good things. I think I'm going to continue on with like not romance and just kind of different things, so that's when I go. So to summarize, I first read What Have You Done by Cheryl Opinion, 3 out of 5 for Animal, okay. Then I read Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca. Again, 3 out of 5, cute, just if you're looking for a cozy small town romance with ghosts, I check it out. Then I have Birding with Benefits, 3.5 out of 5. I would say if you're a birder or interested in birds, definitely read. If not, and maybe a skip. And then The Wedding People, 5 out of 5. The total wild card and complete surprise. So, yay, there's my reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you maybe soon. Maybe I'll do another reading vlog this month. I never know. Oh, graphic shirt of the day, because yeah, Fleetwood Mac, baby. Fleetwood Mac. And fall time is the time for me with Fleetwood Mac. And I love, like, if you don't know, one of my favorite genres that I primarily listen to is folk. I love good folk and acoustic because I've said 1,000 times before, my life is chaotic as mess, so I like to have quieter music. So Fleetwood Mac, Chef's Kiss, amazing. But either way, thank you for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you're going to pick up any of these books, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.